Hey everyone, welcome back to the Self-Love Sanctuary Podcast Season 2. I'm Coach Niche, your wellness transformational coach. And on this podcast, we talk about everything from burnout to holistic rituals and just making sure that you become the best version of yourself. Man, it's been a while since we have connected with each other. I have been going through a lot of rebirths, transformations that have been really hell. Some of it was a lot of body pains, which I've discussed on the last season, but really it was a lot of mental health that I've been going through. And speaking of mental health, I'm making sure that I get my green juice in every day, and you should be as well. Today I have cucumber, celery, and a little bit of ginger in here. And the ginger is for helping with fighting the inflammation. So like I was saying, I have some body pains, but it was a lot of mental. I was honestly going through, I feel like, the biggest burnout phase of my life in business. And it was something that was really hard to acknowledge, to find the truth and my worthiness in all of the programs not coming out the way I wanted to be, the constant resistance that I felt when I was trying to do something really amazing in my business. For example, my retreat that I was trying to do, and it just wasn't coming together. And if you're anything like me, I know a lot of the women I work with are high achievers. And I work specifically really with high achieving women who don't know when to stop. They're always putting somebody before themselves. They always got to make sure that they get their deadlines done. And they are always stressing. And that was me until I started to learn that I need to regulate my system. But unfortunately, by the time I started doing these things, I was already burnt out. And for me, that burnt out was looking at lashing out at people. It was isolating myself. Not wanting to talk to people as much, just being in my own hole. And it wasn't the best. I was doing my journaling practices. I was meditating, doing all the things that I promote to you guys. And it still wasn't enough. Really, what helped me get back into my body was play. I started going to the soca dance class and just moving my sacral chakra. And if you know, the sacral chakra is for creativity. It is for play, sensuality. I had to get back inside here, really get into my heart center and honestly rediscover, who am I? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to show up as? In that class, I started going almost every week, and I started to feel some shifts within inside my body, but also knowing that I was still crying for hours a day too. And that's a release. My body was finally getting the chance to slow down and release everything that I've been holding on to. All the shame, the guilt, the going back and forth on, should I even run a business? Should I get a job? I've been tackling all these questions. And if you're tackling them too, please submit a comment below. I'd love to hear what your journey is looking like. But for me, it was really tough. I went back home to New York for about 3 months. I had the privilege of doing some work for Queen Afua, which was really nice. Always give praise to her. She's amazing in this wellness community, doing the holistic work. And she's one of our amazing women who is saving women's wombs. So I love that. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. But while I was there in the heart of winter in New York, I should add, from New York, from November to about February, it was tough. It was a tough adjustment being back with my parents, living with them, and still trying to have my practices. Like, how do you balance both? And normally, those are things that I'm really good with. But this time around, I just didn't have the capacity for it all. So, like I said, I went back into that plane. I started reading different books that could help me, self-help books, motivational books, and podcasts. And during that time, I started feeling a little bit of different shifts going on. I started taking a walk every Sunday. Started calling it walk and talks, where I'm just going in with myself. It's me versus me, and you're figuring out our next steps, really. Like, okay, what can be done here? And do we have to do it now? And I think that's the biggest thing that I was battling with myself, is that everything has to be done right now, this way, it has to be perfect. And that's not life, and it's not realistic. I always say my Virgo traits, I go hard, and I will always go hard in the paint, but sometimes you need that relaxing piece to it as well. So I also started doing a little bit of art, just doodling things. I got back into poetry. I was getting back to little me, inner child me, doing the things that I love, video games, going out with my friends. Being in New York, I was able to see more people, and so grateful for my friends who pulled me out because it was pretty dark. When I say I was crying for hours, that is not an exaggeration. Like 4 or 5 hours just purging, and it hurt. And a lot of things were just coming up to the surface, and being back home in my childhood home too, that came with its own memories that I wasn't prepared for, I should say. I was just thinking I'm going to go here, do this work, go back. And that wasn't the case. I even started looking for a job to be able to support myself, have the stability while building a business, or when I decided to come back to my business because I was taking a break. And I hired someone to help redo my resume, do all the things, and was still being met with resistance. And so what I now am learning is that sometimes you just need to take the full break from everything. Just stop doing things, just play, enjoy your time, recommit yourself to you. Because if you're not in alignment with yourself, you can't help anyone else. You've got to fill your cup up. And it also was giving me the chapter of receiving. I had people taking care of me. I had people driving me places, people asking, checking in on me. And normally I'm the one who checks in on people. So it was a state of being that receiver and being okay with that too. And I'm grateful that I have friends where we could have these discussions. Like, do you feel uncomfortable when I'm, paying for your meals or helping you out? And at first I was like, yeah, because I'm not used to it. But then that also led to the question of, do I not feel deserving of this? And the answer is yes, I am deserving of all things that are beautiful, of all the gifts that people want to give to me. And there's a light in me that when people are hanging out with me, talking with me, that I know they're getting something in return. There is an energetic exchange. So I'm very grateful for those people in my life. And I started getting back into my practices of just cooking. I love to use my hands. And so making a meal for me is being in my creative era, pretty much. And for someone else, that might not be the case, but explore. What do you do for your creativity? What do you consider as play? Some people it could be chess, some others it could be dancing inside their house, others it could be taking a hike. Find out what that is for you. And then you can start really, it's almost like a rebirth, reboot of you. But it takes time. Mine has taken me probably about a good almost 5 months to just get back to even want to be here. Truthfully, I was burning down the business. I'm like, I'm not going to be doing this anymore because it's just taken from me so much. But I'm learning that I just wasn't in my full alignment. You're going to hear me talking a lot about rebirth on this season because honestly, that's what it feels like, is that I'm coming to, the phoenix is rising from the ashes. I have been hell on fire and I have moved, and I'm here right now to be able to talk with you guys about the experience, the ups and the downs. This is going to be almost like the ugly season because there wasn't a lot. That was pretty, but I still found ways to write down every day 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things that I've seen where people are showing up for me, or even just the birds are chirping, and I'm really grateful for that. So I always try and find the light within the darkness and know that the darkness serves a purpose, because I did a lot of shadow work as well during this time. I started therapy for the first time in my life, and it was enlightening, a little bit challenging. And at some points too, I was like, should I even be here? Because I just feel like I'm talking about everything that's going on in my life, but I'm not being redirected to certain places. And so it was learning to drop my expectations of myself, my business, people who I'm around, even what I thought that therapy should be like, because I know that outside of therapy, I was still doing the work as well. But it really did bring up expectations, and just having expectations of people who are around me and how I think they should be showing up for me. But that's not realistic either. And that's something that I had to break down. So if you are going through this, please know I see you, I love you, I'm here for you, and we're going to get through this together. I look forward to sharing all these things on this podcast with you. I'm also thinking about changing the name of this podcast to possibly The Phoenix Rising. So let me know what you think about that too. But yeah, in between the time until the next episode, I'm here with you all. Drop a comment below. Please subscribe to this podcast. And until the next time, cheers, family.